Yeah, I'm recording this audio on eBay Motors, obviously. I purchased a car through eBay Motors, and I looked at their website about the protections and blah, blah, blah. There was a few questions I had, so I contacted eBay Motors and spoke to a gentleman named Nate, who informed me of what, was protected under eBay, and I asked him about the ad and about if the seller fraudulently provides information. And he said, absolutely, we'd be protected. Make sure everything's documented through eBay. I didn't go outside of the eBay forum to do any of that, which I did. And because of that, I bought the car. The ad clearly said that the car, and it was, the car was bought from a dealership called CA Euro Cars out of San Bernardino, Santa Ana, California. Anna Kaczynski was the person that I spoke to. Her ad said that the SL550 was in perfect mechanical condition. It had a few cosmetic flaws. She sent pictures, asked for video. She sent me video, said everything worked like it was supposed to. Bought the car, had it shipped to me. When the car got there, it was a complete piece of crap. I'm talking this car should have been salvaged. The glove compartment was broken, which in the videos later on I found out the lady put bank envelopes and glue to hold the glove compartment shut while she did the video to show me that the car worked. The top no longer went down. After further inspection, realized that they had pulled the wires out the trunk for the top and they hot wired it, and that way the top would function temporarily while they were doing the video so they could put the top up and down on the car. It was also leaking fluid from it. None of the central locking system would work. None of the soft close features would work. The trunk wouldn't even open on the car. You had to physically take the key out the fob to get it to open. Come to find out, the PSC pump was out on the car, and it had been out on the car, which is at the Mercedes dealership between $500 for a used one up to $2,000 for a new one. That's just for that piece. She clearly stated in also that there were no oil leaks on the car. Upon further inspection, the oil filter housing is leaking on the car, which will be fixed, obviously. So the car was a complete nightmare. I mean, nothing was what she said it was on this car. And so I contacted eBay Motors, and of course at that point there's nothing they can do. So they're allowing these sellers to fraudulently post information on cars. What kills me is on eBay, when you buy a $5 item, if it gets damaged in shipping, then you have to give your buyer the money back because, oh my God, it's not as it was described. But you're spending thousands of dollars on a vehicle that they're allowing them to clearly and blatantly use their email server to lie about things that are wrong with these cars. And then they take when you leave negative feedback, they take it off of the website, which is ridiculous to me. How are sellers supposed to know these people are fraudulent? But I did one step better. And actually, according to their guidelines, that if the mileage has been represented on the car, then that is recourse for eBay to step in with the protection. Well, when the car was listed, she listed the mileage on the car as 132,000 even. And this is how stupid the seller was, because later on she listed it as 390,000 kilometers, which is 290,000 miles. So that's fraudulent right there. When I got the car, it's got right at 134,000 miles on it. But again, that wasn't enough to get eBay to step in, of course, because they got their little $125 from the seller. I contacted California, and come to find out there's UDAP laws that protect me because of all the information I have. It all has to go through eBay, of course. And so CA Euro Cars, and I'm going to take and file a suit down here in Louisiana where the car was shipped to under the UDAP law. So they're going to have to come down to Louisiana and answer the claims. Everything on the car has been documented. Again, I've got all the text messages. And the funny thing is, this is a car dealership. I've got 3 bills of sales with 3 different totals. The original purchase price on eBay was $6,800. That's what I paid for the car. That's what I deposited with a cashier's check into the business account, which they gave me the account number for at Bank of America. And then I turned around, and when she emailed me the bill of sale, the bill of sale showed I only paid $5,600 for the car. But when the original paperwork comes in, they had even less than that. So there's 3 different totals on that car, which is fraud in the state of California. I've contacted the Used Car Commission, which they said that is a blatant illegal activity to put less than you paid for a vehicle. So in Louisiana, I'm going to go ahead and pay the taxes on the full amount of the car because I'm not breaking the law. But they've broken several laws. And then also the DMV in California wants copies of everything because by them by them putting 3 different totals down, they can take a loss at the end of the year on a car. So that way the Used Car Commission can turn around and open an investigation and an audit on all their books for all the cars they've sold to find out exactly how many times that they've done that, as far as writing down lesser totals on these cars, save people taxes so they can take a tax break at the end of the year. Again, this is ridiculous that eBay Motors will not step in and do anything. There's no protection for us buying a car on eBay. Either you pay $250 to have somebody go inspect the car, and if it's not what they say it is, then you're just out $250. And then to have a representative tell me that is covered as long as everything's done through eBay was a blatant lie. Then when the supervisor for eBay Motors calls me back, he tells me that he listened to the phone conversation and the agent never said that. I said, well, the funny thing is, I recorded the conversation. Louisiana is a one-party consent state. As long as I knew the conversation was being recorded, I did not have to let them know that. So I recorded the conversation, and he clearly says all that. So after I informed him that I recorded it and that's not what he said, then he said that he personally didn't listen to it. A supervisor did and told him. Then he tried backtracking, and the supervisor then turned around and said, well, maybe we listened to 2 different phone conversations. First of all, I've called eBay Motors once before I purchased the car, and I spoke to Nate. That was only one conversation. When they realized that they got caught in a lie and talking out of both sides of their mouth, then eBay wants to try to backtrack. Well, you know what? It's kind of late for that. So to say the least, eBay was caught in several lies. Second of all, your buyer protection means zilch, zero, nothing. eBay is going to scam you so they can get that little $125 from the seller, and they're going to screw you, and they allow these sellers to put down anything they want on an ad. They can sell a car that is barely running and lie to you and say it's a pristine machine, and when you get it and you see a POS, there's nothing you can do about it. There's zero you can do about it. And then with the mileage was incorrectly documented, so that's a violation of their policy, but yet they refused to do anything because it was only 2,000 miles. Well, 2,000 miles is 2,000 miles. It was still a lie on their according to their guidelines. So to say the least, I did this ad because I want people to know exactly how shady eBay Motors is, and also Anna Kosinski at the Cia Euro Cars in Santa Ana, California, how she lies also. She lists several vehicles on there, and I noticed after I bought this one, she listed an Audi A8 that she sold, and the seller had the same comments that I did. She had lied to her. So there's a pattern with these people, and eBay continues to let them sell things on there to get that $125. But if they think I'm going to let that go, that's never going to happen, because I want to sue her down in Louisiana, which Miss Kosinski can get on a plane with the $6,800 she stole from me, and she can fight me in court because I have all the documentation. And I'm also going to file charges on her in California at the DMV as well as the Used Car Commission for breaking the UDAP laws and for falsifying documents. There's 3 bills of sales with 3 different totals. That is highly illegal to do. You cannot do that. So we're going to see if she would have worked with me and she would have fixed the issues that were wrong with the car, I'd be done with this. But now I will not let this go. So Ms. Kosinski, I will see you in court. And eBay Motors, you can kiss my ass. I will never, never buy another car from you. And I'm done with eBay, period.